This is Tea Time on Plus TV Africa. Welcome and get ready for us to talk about the biggest entertainment stories. My name is Elsie Godwin and I'm here with Ewa Ritu and Ifeolu Oshunkaya.
Ekasan.
Hola.
Ekaro. Ekaleo.
Ekasan. Pick one.
Anyone.
You need to pick one.
Pick one.
Yeah.
You're allowed to pick one this time around.
Oh, are you sure? Ekasan, sorry to you.
Oh, goodness. Ewa, what's up with you?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm all right. Okay, so except you have another gist for us this afternoon, can we move right into
Apart
it?
from the fact that it's playing.
I'm never wearing this earring again on the set.
But it's fine now and stuff.
It's pretty.
Thank you, darling.
Yeah, you're welcome, darling.
I was talking to her.
Don't worry. She's the yin to my yang.
Right. Anyway, moving on real quick. Busola Dakolo demands personal apology letter from Pastor Biodun Fatoyinbo. In a lawsuit filed at the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory in Abuja, Mrs. Dakolo demanded that a cost of action estimated at the sum of 10 million naira be paid. In her suit, she reiterated that Pastor Fatoyinbo forcefully pushed her onto a couch close to the front door of her house, pinned her to the couch, undressed her, caressed her body, fondled her boobs, exposed his genitals to her glare, forcing a bottle of soda, that's Crest, down her throat, thereby making her breathing difficult. She demanded that Pastor Fatoyinbo pen a clearly worded apology on the front page of at least 2 national newspapers and 2 national television stations for 7 days running consecutively. Yeah, so that's part of her demands. I think those are the major parts, actually, the apology and the 10 million naira.
But she's not the one demanding for the 10 million naira. It's just cost of
Legal fee.
Legal fee.
Yeah, well, it's still on the case, right? And the part that was also interesting is that she said her intimate life with her husband has not been good. Like, okay, so anyway, it's supposed to be in the court documents, but I'm wondering, okay, this is plenty information for us to know what has been happening in your marriage for how many years.
The judge will understand the emotional damage
trauma.
And trauma that she's been through.
So Timmy has been going through a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, Ife.
This is a very dicey one. Like, I really don't want to sit on the fence. I really have a lot to say. In as much as we're making it look like the 10 million naira they're demanding is for legal fees, right? I think they're stretching it because if we're talking about justice and if we're talking about money, they're 2 different things. Now, you can pursue justice, get justice, and still get compensated. Do you understand? But now you're trying to make it look like, oh, after the apology and 10 million naira is all good. Meanwhile, this is somebody that we keep seeing it in the tabloids every day that he has been invited by the state CID for questioning for this. So the case is still supposed to be ongoing, and even if it was going to take us 10 years to get to the roots of the matter, I think it would have been more appropriate than for you to be saying you want, if somebody actually did something that bad to you and it has really damaged you mentally, physically, family wise as well. In every way, your marital happiness, and
even your spiritual life.
Your spiritual life was also involved. A lot of you lost out. You are the main loser because 10 million naira is a day transaction for someone like Biodun.
I think the part, I think the parts we are missing or we should focus on is the fact that she wants an apology and apologizing, which she said, which she said, clear, like it has to be a very, not trying to be diplomatic about it or playing around with words. You have to show remorse. And I think that's going to be the first step of him admitting to committing that crime and also a good step for her to heal. I don't think Busola Dakolo also needs his money for anything. And secondly, in saner crimes, which I'm hoping that we are going to do that in this case, she has done her part. It is left for the prosecutors and our people here or the government to now have a case with Pastor Fatoyinbo. She's not supposed to go and stand in front of his church and say, until you do this, until you that. She needs clarity for her personal peace.
To be honest, I was going to say exactly what Elsie said. Because, like, Elsie used to say something on this show that let everybody define their justice. She probably does not even want him to go to jail. does not mean that that does not mean she does not want justice for herself. Her justice is her peace, to be honest. Not what will satisfy everybody.
Justice is a peace. Is it in accordance to the law? To
That's
the Nigerian law?
That's what Elsie just said. That she's already demanding for apology. Now, at this point, if there's something else, if he's supposed to go to jail or not, let the court.
Okay, so okay, maybe this is where we need to all focus on now. Is she saying that after the apology and the 10 million naira as a legal fee, the case will still continue? Do we know anything about that?
If the case will still continue.
Yeah, will the case be dropped after the apology?
Okay, I believe if you sue someone and you say this is what you want for damages or whatever, if that is done on your own part, you can decide to withdraw, right? Or you can decide to say, I've gotten justice or whatever.
Now,
then it doesn't mean that the state cannot open a case on this man. It doesn't mean that the federal government cannot open a case on him using the fact that you have apologized and admitted to guilt, which is what I think the apology is going to be. Yeah. That is it. So it doesn't mean anybody else cannot decide to build a case on the fact that Busola has gotten her apology and has gotten her 10 million naira or the legal 10 million.
No, but I think I understand what Ife is saying now. Ife is trying to say that let's take out every other person. Let's talk about her in particular. Is she ready to drop the case after the apology and 10 million naira?
That is what she's asking for. So automatically,
and
that's
so you know that
for
a fact that the case will be dropped after
I can't say I know that for a fact because I'm not her legal team.
Exactly.
And I don't know what game they want to play,
knows
right?
That's part of the story. So it is okay for us to still speculate different things. You can say that each person's justice can be defined by that person, right? But at the end of the day, this is now a national case. This is something you dragged all of us into. And suddenly you want to drop it without justice. What about, relax.
No, I'm listening to you.
What about the women that are actually there, that actually want justice to be served? What about the other women that allegedly came out to say that Pastor Biodun, Fatoyinbo did the same thing to them, right?
So what would you have her do exactly?
Are you going to speak for me?
It's not about speaking for you. We have time and we need to move to the next topic. But we need to know what would you have her do? Because you're saying her coming out or whatever they're filing in the suit.
But if you keep interrupting me, I'm not going to get there.
Okay,
that's why I'm saying let me just finish my point.
Okay.
Now, what about these other women that came out? Now, I'm saying that the most appropriate thing to be done so that something like this doesn't repeat itself, because I can easily give an apology. And even if I give an apology, which I can bet will never happen, because like you said, that's admission of guilt, right? Now, if I admit to that, then I'm giving those other women a chance. What if it's false? Do you understand? I just said, what if? So don't look at me funny. Now, what if it's false? So
I'm still waiting for you to actually get to your point.
You said we have time.
No, we don't. That's what I'm saying. You need to get to your point.
You need to stop interrupting and let me get to the point.
Ewa has never said what she has to say, so you need to get to your point.
You know what? Let's just go on.
No, can you just get to your point?
No, please go on.
Please go ahead.
Okay. For me, I would just still stick with everybody should define their justice. I'm not going to say because of what people think or what people want, she should pressurize herself and put herself under whatever circumstance she does not want to be into. Maybe she's tired. I mean, this thing is it's something that she has had to deal with for a very long time. And now that she's coming out, do you know how many backlash she has gotten? She's probably tired, and then, okay, fine, what she wants is just for the man to come out and officially admit to the crime. That, okay, I've done this. And I think for her, that's okay. It's different from saying how do I put it, somebody that did you wrong, living life, and people are still praising him. And no, if that's what she wants, please let her just be. I mean, this case is already dragging so long. I'm sure she's tired. Anybody in her shoes will be tired. So if she just wants an apology, I mean, let her have it and let everything just go.
Okay, so moving on to the next story. Zaki Aze says Mr. Easy has apologized to him over copyright infringement. In an interview, he said Easy apologized and said the song is not his, and he expected that Sarkodie would have done the right thing by reaching out to Zaki before releasing the song. He, however, gave Zaki Aze his word that he would acknowledge him on the song and also give him his due benefits. And as a result of his discussion with Mr. Easy, all legal actions are on hold. So we talked about this when he first when Zaki took to Instagram to share his opinion on how he's going to sue. And I think Ife gave us a follow-up on the show on that day that he has reached out to him and they said they are talking, right? So it's good to know that they've come to an agreement. This is looking like the kind of shake hand agreement that Akon was talking about, but let's hope that they are both men of their words and he would do what he has said he's going to do. So I think this is good. At least you admit that you were wrong and do the right thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Mr. Eze just knows how to act now. Because most of the time he's in the news and it's probably something negative. He knows how to handle it and it will all just move on well. I like the fact that he came out to admit that, like I said the other day, he didn't drag the issue and try to defend whatever they've done. If you've done wrong and you're admitting to it, that's like enough reason for somebody to forgive you of whatever you've done. And I like, he stated it there that they will compensate him what is due and also give him the due recognition he deserves. That's fine, that's case closed. And I hope Sakode will reach out to...
I hope so too, yeah.
Yeah, that was the angle I was going to come from because the original owner of that song is Sakode, and I like the way Mr. Easy also made it clear, like, because everybody keeps tagging Mr. Easy like it's his song and all that, but before you put out anything, you should make sure that every legal side is balanced. Like, if there is a sample from somebody else's song, whether in Nigeria, whether wherever, I think it's only right you reach out to those people. And but at the same time, some people have been coming for, like, the way you are just denying Sarkodie and saying that, oh, Sarkodie should have done the right thing, but the truth is Sarkodie should have actually done the right thing. So, yeah.
All right, it's time for a quick break. When we return, Juliet Ibrahim will be up for conversation. We'll be right back.
That money we shoot every person that we know we can shoot. We don't let people die there.
You could have killed me for a long period of time.
Is that time why I carry gonorrhea? I first go hospital first, but it didn't no go. Now I come make that mama.
He just pulled it, he pointed and shot.
What is the soul of a man?
They suffer too much. They suffer too much.
Issues around the Nigerian police, we have to tackle it holistically.
Welcome back. This is Tea Time on Plus TV Africa. Moving on to our next story. Juliet Ibrahim is saying that Ogbonna and herself had something. And the blogs are saying it's a fling, but then if you really watch the video, it kind of looks like a fling, or maybe you started something and then you realize that, okay, we shouldn't continue. I don't know, but the question on everybody's mind now is, was this happening when he was still married, before he got married? I don't know. Oh, yeah.
Great thing is they're both adults, and I don't think it's... I'm not going to be probing into whether it was when he was married or whenever it was. But they had something, and she's a grown woman. She has every right to have something with whoever she wants to have something with. So, and she said after, but I think the part of the question that caught my attention, or the question that I would rather be asking is that, you know, let's say once you go, how do I put it now that will not sound very dirty?
Just put it the way you want to put it. I know what he's about to say.
I'm wondering why it's just after that something and then it ended. Because most times, once it happens, that something happens.
No, but if he was in a relationship and she realized, okay, this is not right, you shouldn't continue, they can end it there like an adult. You said you're adults.
Exactly, and like
yes,
adults
know,
probably was just
so
a one night.
emotion.
No, the way she said it, like then something happened, and after that something, you know, decided to.
So what are you insinuating?
My problem is it that IK
Okay.
did not meet up to standard. Because they now asked her that what is she looking for? She said, I need somebody that can handle all of this. So is it that IK wasn't able to handle
No,
all
I
of
feel
that?
like they had a very good friendship, and then emotions
probably
came
did.
They ruined
in.
it. They
and
didn't want
then-
to ruin the
But they're-
friendship.
yeah.
I have friends like that, Sha, but that something never ends.
So you're saying you are constantly having something with your friends?
Yeah, different friends.
Is it not something? Yes, now. Am I not having something with you right
No,
now?
no, you are not.
You are
Oh, really?
You are not.
We're having tea. We're having something.
We're having a conversation.
We're having a tea. It's something.
It's not something.
It's
It's
something.
a conversation.
It's something.
It's not something.
Yeah. The fact that it's not happening at night, it doesn't mean we're not having something.
But I like how open she is. I don't know if we got to discuss the part where she was talking about how what's his name? Iceberg cheated on her on this show. Did we ever? No?
No, we didn't
It's
talk
still
about
part of
it.
this interview, right?
yeah.
And she was really open. And you know they had this tat together where she has the VE and then he has the
I've
LO.
seen
Like, so what happened? She was like, I've completed my own.
but I don't know
Like,
about the
she's
LO or
cool. She
VE.
doesn't know, right? But I feel like, I said this before we came on, I feel like Juliet grants more relaxed interview in Ghana than when she's in Nigeria. Like, she's just open, she's speaking English and
probably feeling
language,
at
and
home.
you know, and then she tells you things about her relationship, blah blah. But I feel like her interviews here are just so professional and all. That's how I
Serious,
feel, though. Yeah. But you've met her a lot on the red carpet.
So
do
what
you
you
think?
I think she's relaxed with once she's comfortable, she's relaxed. You just need to make her comfortable. Yeah, I think she was very comfortable on this set.
Okay.
Oh, you didn't think so?
Well, we didn't probe her personal life, so I don't know.
Because
Yeah.
that was before the book launch, and there was a reason for that. They didn't want anything to interfere with a
book
book, A
launch.
Toast to Life. They didn't want anything to go viral apart from the fact that she's talking about A Toast to Life. She's granted more interviews now talking
Now.
about other stuff.
personal.
Yeah.
But back then, she was talking about a book, A Toast to Life. So that was the market she was selling at that moment, and she didn't need any other distractions to
Distraction.
interfere that. So I think probably that's why. That
Okay,
is.
so this something.
So we can get her back anyways, and maybe we'll
To
see
talk
if
about
she's
the something.
relaxed. Yeah.
Okay.
I like that come and talk about the something that just happened.
And why did something didn't move forward, which is where Ife is more
Ife, yeah.
concerned, you
Yeah,
know.
so.
Your answer. Your question will be answered.
Okay.
Okay.
This is the second one that has something and didn't come back.
Wow. Who was the first one?
No, that one is inside gist.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay,
live.
moving on. Britney Spears' doctor dies suddenly as conservatorship case heats up. I think we've talked about this Britney Spears issue on this table a lot, right? From when her dad was being accused of being shady to when the mom wanted to know what was going on. Not like she wanted to take over, but she just wanted to know what was going on with the daughter. And when Britney was supposed to grant a press conference to explain everything, and the mom was like, no, you can't do this right now. Like, so many things. And this man dying now, I think he was supposed, correct me if I'm wrong, but he was supposed to be the one to tender a medical report
He was
that
the one
is supposed to come
yeah.
in the next court hearing, right? I mean, we can't say anything is shady or that somebody has killed somebody, but
It's not Yoruba movie.
well, you cannot attribute these things only to Yorubas, please. It's a worldwide something.
But do you think something shady is going on? Or
No,
it's just
it
natural?
hasn't been confirmed that that there is any sign of foul play so far. So until that is confirmed, I wouldn't be able to answer that question. But death happens, life happens. So it could have just been anything.
Right.
And a lot of people are even of the opinion that the said doctor wasn't even qualified enough because he used to work with athletes and not real mental patient. He was always just trying to motivate athletes and stuff like that. So a lot of people doubted his qualification. So I don't think that should have been an issue. And it wouldn't still change anything because our dad is also, what's it called? He's saying that for some months he doesn't want to be in charge of a conservatorship and he's handing over to a lawyer because he said he's sick and he's not in the right frame of mind to actually continue handling a conservatorship rights and all of that. So I don't want to believe there's any foul play, but you know their system over there works. So if there's any foul play involved, we'll definitely
We'll
hear
get to know
about it.
soon.
Yeah.
Okay, working system. We here. You want to say something?
No, like you guys have said.
Okay, moving on to the next story. Celebrities have written letters of support for actress Felicity Huffman ahead of her sentencing. I'm not sure if we talked about it last week, but I know that she's supposed to have, I think, 1 year, and yeah, and then she's advocating for community service and all that, so she won't go to jail. But we don't know how this is playing out. But it is this lenient because she took the plea deal, not unlike her fellow celeb that we don't know where the case is right now. But I like that she's very remorseful about what she did, or at least that's what we are being made to believe, and I think it's working, so I believe her, right? And I hope that she gets something reduced, because they're saying that if you check her history, her record, that's what they call it, right? She has not done anything or had any criminal allegations or sentencing. She has a very clean record. So they're hoping that the judge will be able to consider that while granting the judgment and all that. But I hope she gets what she deserves, I guess.
Me too. I think I just hope she gets what she deserves. Like you said, I believe her too. And then a remorseful game, if it's a game, is working out well, because if I was probably the judge, I would just pardon her. Like, it's okay that you're admitting that you've done what is wrong and you're sorry about it. So it's not like she's just going to be free. She has something to pay to. So I think let her just get what she deserves.
What about those people that do not have celebrity friends to write petitions or write statements on their behalf? I think we should stop separating the rich and influential people from the actual justice than the ordinary people, because if this was a random person that was involved in this case, you won't be getting celebrities to write defense statements or write positive stuff or to try and sway the judge. So if she's supposed to spend 1 month in jail, it's just 31 days. She ain't gonna die. She ain't gonna die, but let justice. I have a problem with the fact that we think we give celebrities, because you're a very important person or you're a popular figure, you shouldn't be entitled to the same punishment. Yes, a lot of criminals have been remorseful, but they're still paying the price. Yes, they've been remorseful, they've apologized. Do you understand? So pay your fine, serve your time. I don't like the fact that they're trying to influence justice, because now you're getting more people to sign. I have a problem with. And if this happens, it just shows that, man, at the end of the day, if you're privileged, if you're if you're Caucasian, yes, that's the word. If you're Caucasian, if you're privileged, if you're rich, if you're famous, then you would have a different sentence than your average man. So whatever way this goes, if she ends up not going to jail, I just know that, man, there's what's it called now? Preference when American legal system is concerned.
Okay, but I want to look at it from another angle. So I like that you want everyone to be judged with the same stroke or the same level of whatever we have in the law, right? But at the same time, when you look at the benefits of being a celebrity, they are also at the receiving end most of the time. Let me use myself as an example, because I don't know anybody else to use. So, and Elsie is walking the streets of New York and I commit a crime. It's not going to be in the news worldwide. I will face my shame in my small cave, the people around me, or just the law enforcement that knows I won't walk into a McDonald's tomorrow and everybody looks and say, oh, that is a lady. So that alone is enough punishment, because not like I'm saying she shouldn't serve anything, but that is one thing you also realize that the common man would never have to face. The common man might even, you said there could be people that have apologized and they are remorseful and they're still serving. How do you know that their being remorse did not reduce their sentence in any way? Because I mean, this is why you have a judge to look at things squarely and decide and say, okay, this person needs have earned a reduced sentence, and this person, I don't think you're really remorseful. Regardless, you have done this over and over again. You need to go and serve this time. So I think they also have their downside.
It's happened to celebrities one too many times for us to make it look like, oh, it happens to this and yeah. No, celebrities are usually favored.
Well, I'm still telling you why I would
totally
still
get it.
agree.
And I'm saying that the fact that you are even in that space and you're a public figure means if you know that you're going to get involved into something that will put you to shame, then don't get involved.
Well, they're
it's that
human
simple.
beings. You are also the one that advocates them and say they are still human
Exactly.
beings.
So that is why you shouldn't give them the equal rights. Justice doesn't care about your personal or your... No. Maybe I'm speaking from a legal background now and I know what justice is all about.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but now what I'm trying to say now is, I think is what is still in accordance with the law here. It's not as if they're just going to tell her to go like that. So if there's still a room for her to get that probation in the law, why is it so difficult? I mean, if an ordinary person can follow that line too, they can always get what she wants now.
Well, I get what you're saying, but all I'm saying is the fact that, or the perception that they're getting lenient justice, also you should look at the fact that they also face the most criticism in the eyes of everybody at the end of the day. So yeah, it's still, how do you call it? Potato, potato, how do you call it?
Potato.
Yeah,
it's not potato.
Huh?
No, in this case, it's not potato. It's not tomato.
Okay, well, that's the way I see it, though.
Wow.
So, and
I see it as yam potato.
Life is never really balanced, and that's the truth.
And should it be like that?
That's
the question.
It's from
are not equal.
should it be like this?
Should it be like this?
It has been like this
God
from
is
time
perfect, so
immemorial.
it's supposed to be like that because
Oh,
it
wow.
was made by
Hey, so all fingers are not equal.
Even
the Bible says all men are not equal. Now,
Are you shading IQ, Ogbonna?
That's how we wrap up this episode of Tea Time.
Wow.
Thank you so much for watching. And like I always say, do subscribe to our YouTube channel, Plus TV Africa, to stay up to date on our exclusive content. You can also join this conversation on social media by using the hashtag Tea Time or tweet at us at Plus TV Africa. My thank you as always go to my co-anchors, Ifeolu Oshunkeye and Ewa Ritu, and the entire production team. My name is Elsie Godwin saying thank you for watching and see you later.